Welcome to the world of decimals. A decimal number is really made up of two parts. The part you've seen before, the whole number portion. Remember those digits? The ones digit, the tens digit, we get bigger as we go to the left. The hundreds digit, and the thousands digit, etc. The new part for a decimal number is the fractional or decimal portion. Now we separate the whole number part from the decimal portion with this point. The digits are going to work the opposite direction. They're going to get smaller as they go to the right. The tenths, the hundredths, the thousandths, after that will be the 10,000ths, etc. Now the way to write decimals is to write the whole number part first. Then we're going to replace the decimal point with the word and. Never say the word point. That's what you're going to have to remember. Never say the word point. Always say the word and. And then write the decimal part of the number followed by the rightmost digit title. Let me show you what I mean. To read or write this, for that matter, we would say the whole number portion, 42, and then what? Don't you dare say point. And the fractional portion with the rightmost decimal digit, 7. Now what spot is that 7 in? It's in the tenths digit, so we say 42 and 7 tenths. Let's do another. This would be the whole number part, 5. And remember what we say instead of that point. We don't say point. 5 and, now we're going to say the fractional part, 5 and 19. Now which digit do we use? Well, we use the rightmost, which in this case is the hundredths. So 5 and 19 hundredths. This looks tough, but actually it's very easy. This is going to be 12 and, now, how are you going to say that number? Well, you don't need to say the zeros. It's 12 and 2. I'm going to use the rightmost digit value.
You are correct, sir.
12 and 2 thousandths. If you know how to read and write decimals, you know how to represent them as a fraction. All you have to do is say it. That would be 43, always use the rightmost digit value, 43 100ths, and then write it as a fraction, 43 100ths. This would be a little tricky because if we read it, it's in the tenths position, so we would normally say 5 tenths, wouldn't we? 5 tenths?
Is that your final answer?
With fractions, remember, we always have to look to see if we can reduce. And 5 tenths does reduce. Dividing top and bottom by 5, 5 tenths is a half. Okay, so you'll have to remember to reduce. This one, we'll just say it. And remember, we're going to use the rightmost digit value. So we'll say 1 and 13 1,000ths. Not so bad. Now if you want to compare decimals, in other words, if you want to see which one is the largest, you're going to have to make sure that you compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges. In other words, not tenths to hundredths and hundredths to thousandths, etc. So they're going to have the same number of digits. This would be 3 tenths, wouldn't it? This would be 30 100ths. But it does reduce, son of a gun. 30 100ths reduces to 3 tenths. So they end up being the same. Think about that. Let's look at these two. If I wanted to compare them, I could write that as 300 1,000ths. But if I reduced it, I would get 3 tenths. So they're the same as well. What I'm trying to show you here
Pay attention, son. This is for your own good.
is that you can add or take away zeros at the end of a decimal without changing its value. At the end only. So that if I asked you to compare decimals, see which one is the biggest, well, we can't compare them just yet because one is tenths, the 5/10ths, and one is hundredths, 17 100ths. We have to make them be the same. So that I'm comparing apples to apples. I notice that this one is hundredths, and I can make the other one hundredths by adding a 0. Now I can compare them. 50 is bigger than 17, and they have the same number of digits, so the first number is larger. Notice the mouth opens to the first number. In this case, once again, I'm going to have to make them have the same number of digits. So the second one is in the thousandths, so I'll make the first one be in the thousandths by adding a 0. I haven't really changed anything, and I know 120 is bigger than 103, so it's not so bad, is it? Guess which one's bigger here? I bet you can't. In this case, we have a thousandths digit here, and we only have a tenths on the second number, so we're going to have to add 2 zeros. And 100 is larger than 9, so the mouth opens to that one. Got the idea? Oh, time to get to the homework. Get busy.